Hello everybody, it is Leala and Beau.
Hello.
Welcome back to my channel.
Welcome.
Today we're going to talk about Girls Planet Goo Goo Goo,
Goo Goo Goo.
episode 8.
8.
Only 4 more
Is
to
it
go.
4? Okay, 4 left.
Oh man. AKA the culling.
It's culling number 2.
Yeah.
Okay, so real quick side note, on the subreddit, which is where we spend a lot of our time because it's very popular and busy, they placed a poll of what is your gender and your age group, and like to get a general idea.
Okay.
The I think most people were female between 18 and 24. Let's just say I'm not in that group at all. I'm way on the right side. Let's just say that. Shout out to my fellow olds.
Okay.
I'm too old to be emotionally invested. Sometimes when I can't sleep, I imagine the final group playing a concert. And
we're gonna be there.
And we're gonna. Well, I don't. That's part of the tour part of my dream. And Bora sings she comes out, does a solo song. Hikaru does a rap.
Yeah.
Somebody's dancing. And then they have a lot of cutie moments. So this did not help my emotional investment at all. But I have to say, shout out to the internet, because during lockdown, I've had a really tough time lately with the same.
Yeah.
And this has been a nice.
It's nice to have Girls Planet to look forward to.
For those who don't know, 2019-18, we were going to concerts.
Yeah.
Several K-pop concerts. We had, I think, 4 others planned for 20.
Yeah.
They all got canceled and refunded. So this is a fun escape for us to have this.
It really has been.
It's nice for the Mnet to do this kind of stuff. I really do think that it's a good content.
I think the show is probably, everyone says it doesn't have great ratings, but I think it probably actually does, because at least internationally, because we're also bored out of our minds.
Everybody is.
With no concerts.
Everybody's in a bad cart right now.
Let's get into it.
Yeah.
So for episode 8 today, as I mentioned, we had eliminations. This round was slightly emotional, but I'm getting a little bit hardened by the fact that we've been through this before, so I wasn't as emotional about it today.
That's funny.
We got the new top 9. Ooh, some shakeups there.
Yeah, a little bit. For sure.
And then we got to see the first bit of the preparations for the next mission, which is the creation mission. So we'll talk a little bit about those teams and stuff, and then also starting now, the voting for the next round of eliminations begins.
Yes. That's a lot. There's a lot.
Mm-hmm. It was a long episode today.
I got a little lost, but I'm glad you know what was going on, because I was a little lost here and there,
Mm-hmm.
but not too bad.
Okay. You ready to get into those eliminations?
Yeah, let's do it.
Oh my goodness.
Let's do it. Why?
No, actually, I'm pretty cool with how things turned out today. So today we had the top 8 plus 1 from Planet Pass from each group got to stay with us, and the ones I circled here in red were the Planet Pass receivers, and these are the other top 8 members.
Mm-hmm. So anybody not on this page went home.
Yes. I'm pretty good with all of it. Were there any surprises? Not really.
Planet Pass. I
mean, a little bit.
With the Planet Pass, a bit. Yeah.
All of We Are team making it to the next round, and not like scraping by either. They were up there. I don't remember everyone's exact rankings. This is not in order or anything. This is just how they look in the app in alphabetical order. But like Winja and Bora, they didn't like scrape by at rank 8 or anything. Well, yeah. So I'm happy with that. And Katone, like the hero of this episode, Katone, making it by with the Planet Pass after her Mnet gave me no screen time diss track.
Yeah, but I think she only got the bonus because I think they also get a sense of the popularity of somebody, kind of the waves in the popularity. I think they knew it with Winja first, and Katone, I think that diss track, but also the passion in which she delivered it wasn't perfect, gave them a glimmer of what else she could do. That was important, because if it wasn't for that rap, I don't think she would have got it. There's plenty of other Japanese members, I think, that could have gotten it. Not plenty, but a couple others.
For last time, Planet Pass was a very big deal, and it saved one of our faves, Winja.
Yeah.
And it was just like, very emotional. This time, no one with the Planet Pass was like, it was not super emotional to me. Several of my, some of my faves didn't make it through this round, but I was kind of like, I saw it coming from a distance, so I wasn't as surprised. And, it's unfortunate, but it is what it is. Suyeon having to get the planet pass and barely making it by, we were talking about it a bit earlier based off of what I had said last time.
Yeah.
A couple of things. One, that having your performance air earlier and getting screen time in the edit means so much more than any bonus point from winning a mission. And that was evident with what happened today a lot. Like, the We Are team didn't win anything, but they went first. They had that lovely edit. They had so much screen time. The
All
Meme
Bora's
Queens,
edits are lovely.
Bora and everything. So they got the votes just despite having been ranked quite a bit lower in previous rounds. Yeah. So I think that really helped them a lot. More so than any team that actually won, because like the 9-group team that won, Siding was the only one that
it helped. Yeah, it helped that the performance was happy, made you feel good. Then it also showed their skills a bit, but it looked like they hadn't. They looked natural at it. So and that was when Boris said we just practiced a lot, and then they wrote about staying up till 2 a.m. A lot of them mentioned 2 a.m. So they obviously were staying up late. That is the secret to all of it, is you just do a really good performance. That's one of the secrets.
I think the secret is getting a good edit and getting good screen time.
Is having good story.
It matters more than even winning your team's round.
Well, what I'm saying is there's like 4 different criteria, I think, for people to get into your camp in these shows. There's a story, there's an ability, there's a look. There's like 4 or 5 categories, and with it just had it covered so much of that. There was their story wasn't one of drama, like where you feel sorry for him, kind of like Dion, which I love Dion, but you kind of feel sorry for her. It was a story of just getting to work and overcoming something and just having a good time with it. And the rapper, when he said, "You look like you're happy," it made me happy. When he said that was a golden moment. When he said, "Manami, please keep rapping. All of you did well." So there was a whole package there. Was that result of just them giving them screen time? Possibly. But I think if the other teams would have had a similar reaction it was just lightning in a bottle a little bit, they would have gotten the same screen time. It just came out really... But this is what I do believe is the ability of someone like a Bora or Winja. Not as much Manami. She was more lost. They get to work. They get things done. And so that's why they're a lock for me. Now, should we explain, though, real quick? In the C group, there is only 8.
Yeah, the C group here you see only 8 because Shiyu. She's one of the vocalists that was on the C team, the C as in the SEA, the song with Jiyoon that did well. She was ranked number 8, but had to drop out of the competition after the ranking ceremony for health issues. So C group right now actually has 1 less person in the running for that
team.
Which
they will not fill.
Which I don't think that they'll fill.
People on the Reddit were saying that every 2 other seasons it happened, and I think, and at 48 when it happened, they just don't fill it.
They don't fill it.
It's just kind of how it goes.
If they had filled it, it would have been Liangjiao because she was ranked 9.
You know what I thought? Again,
isn't that sad?
Me as a grown man fantasizing. My life is spent
they
working.
Bring her back. They bring her back.
My life is spent fantasizing about little big robots, model kits, toys, and this girl group. And I picture them going, but before we start, everybody goes, oh, and Wingjia, zoom into Wingjia's face, and the reaction queen, what? And Ling Zhao walks in. I mean, Ling Zhao walks in. And everybody's like, oh my God. Yeah. They not even thinking that she's going to be the greatest. They're just so happy to see. That would be just amazing. I don't think
she was
happen.
Right there after. So it's unfortunate. But honestly, after seeing her last time, as hard of a time as it seemed like she was having, and then we've heard some things online afterwards, both from her sister and the other girls in G&Z. She has some health issues. She probably really wasn't feeling very
on
well.
her, by the way.
Zhao. So her kind of going home like, I'm waiting for her to get home and get to her sister and get on Weibo and do a live stream and spill all the tea.
She won't
because they are gonna.
They won't be that bad.
They're gonna spill the tea. Her sister already has spilled.
Not in that way though, just in a funny way. She's laughing about it. The worst she said was not getting enough sleep for that first day or whatever. But
she spilled.
But back to the young woman who left. People refer to her as mom, kind of like a Bora. She's very sweet. She sings very very nicely too.
She was really sweet.
as someone said on Twitter, I saw it. Please don't start trying to guess what she's ill with.
Oh no!
Mentally.
Are people doing that?
Yes.
No, leave her alone.
If you know, and I'm not trying to add to that, but somebody, as the sleuths do, in a couple of the shots, especially one of them, she has a Band-Aid right in the crook of her arm. And she has a spot on her hand, like where you put an IV.
Oh.
Maybe she got blood drawn.
Oh.
So she might have been feeling rather unwell.
Yeah,
not like COVID
know.
unwell. They would have shut it all down. But
Right.
she
No.
was. And then also when she goes up there, she does look just... Now, granted, they're all a little bit distraught at that time. But she looked really kind of... And then she released a statement in English saying, I'm not feeling so...
Okay.
So don't, just say, hey, I hope you're feeling well. She speaks English, I think, a little bit and reads it. So if you're going to send some weird comment, just say, hey, I hope you're doing well.
Wish her the best. I don't know if she has an Instagram. I'll probably look it up and see.
Yeah, but good luck to her. That sucks because I imagine that if you're at the lower end and you go, okay, I've got another month maybe of this, maybe 2 weeks at least. Do I want to go through? I'm feeling like crap. Do I want to go through this emotional? Yeah. I'm surprised more young people didn't drop out or just go.
It happens. On Produce 101 Japan season 2, a guy got COVID, so
yeah.
And they didn't replace him, so
luckily
he had to
it
drop
wasn't.
out.
From what I understand, it wasn't.
I don't
COVID.
think it was anything like that. They would have said that. And the other thing that kind of came to my attention, and we'll also talk about it when we get to top 9, was that there are so many good K group candidates that I think the votes in K group were spread out more evenly amongst all of them.
Right.
Versus C and J group having a few really strong shining stars that have kind of been consolidating the vote. So
right.
There's so many good K group candidates that, like, seeing Sooyeon like having to get a Planet Pass was like, well, she's really good and has been since day one. So like the talent level and the quality of candidates is just like so amazing.
It's a K-pop show, so
they're
it's
really good.
Here's what I was going to say as well, that K-pop now compared to when 2018, that was 2018. In that time, granted, it was already an international success. K-pop was, but in that time with BTS and all, it has become an international cultural striking point. So all of the talent levels are you could maybe minus 10 of the original 99 girls. That weren't that great. Almost every one of these girls could be in a group, and that it's hard. But yeah, you're right. And in the K group, it was much more spread out. The talent levels were,
kind of that conversation leads off into the ones that were eliminated. This kind of demonstrates that because these are some of the people that were eliminated that were in our faves, our faves. Zian is the one that had to leave for health issues. If you didn't recognize her, Sorry, I don't know how to pronounce her name correctly.
Ji-yoon was one of your faves.
Ji-yoon, again, if I was a talent scout for an agency,
I
would be sitting outside that door and scooping all of these girls right up.
Oh, that's a group right there.
That's a group right there. Jia is a star. For material. Jungmin is so talented. Chaeyoon is precious and adorable. I mean, she's
too young.
Amazing. Doa, it's unfortunate for her to have to go back to Fanatics and that terrible label and their terrible management.
Maybe it'll come back around.
But let's cross our fingers that they know how to capitalize on the popularity that her and Ryan have gotten from this, because Ryan's been doing lots of cover songs and singing on YouTube and stuff. So maybe that
someone
label
that pretty
will do something.
They'll do something.
We'll give Fanatics a comeback and they'll do well.
It's important. I mean, look at the Brave Girls. They had this slump of they were done for, and then they're one of the biggest things now because of a look at Purple Kiss. They all came from 48. So I have no problems with imagining.
I think that they'll get scooped up, and Ye Young too. Look, I mean, there's 3 people here that are main vocalist candidates that just got eliminated.
Ye Young had such a great compliment last time. I felt bad for her, but.
She's so good.
It was just too little, too late.
She just kind of flew under the radar for too long.
Which wasn't her fault.
Good.
Yeah, I agree.
But again, if I was a talent scout, scoop these girls up. They'll be debuting within a couple of years. Let's hope.
Yeah,
really, I think that they are all
that
skilled that they should. So, and again, like I said, that shows the talent level in K group. Wow, it's kind of overwhelming. So yeah, those are the eliminations. This was the top 9. It was mostly the same people except for Xing Chao going up to rank 7. And knocking out, the only difference here was Yeso, knocking Yeso out of top 9.
I didn't even think about that.
That was a shocker for me. Where did that come from?
That will not last. She got screen time last time.
Did she though?
Yeah.
It wasn't complimentary screen
not
time.
totally. In fact, I think even during their performance, she cracked her
messed
note a little
up,
bit. Yeah, a little bit. But she's fine. She's very pretty and everything, so maybe they like that. But I to knock out Yeso is a bit like, but I think that will change.
But and also look, there's only two K group here, 3 J group, and 4 C group. And I think that goes to what we were just talking about, that the talent is spread so evenly among K group that it's harder for one person to amass enough votes to break into a top 9 when they're making us vote for 3 votes per group instead of group agnostic votes that I think it'll end up being in the end. We'll talk about in the end how the voting is working this time, but I think this is a result of the way the voting system works, and I honestly can't imagine a group with only 2 K group members, especially with the quality of the K group members.
Yeah.
Like, that's pretty shocking.
2 of those C group, I think, are not going to
But
make it.
Urena and Xiaoting, kind of the besties, like, we didn't talk last time about how they've become, like, best friends and are constantly latched to each other. If you ever see them in any video.
Said they communicate using a little English and signals, or what's it called? Like gestures.
Body language and gestures.
And hugging.
But, so they swapped places with Xiaoting and Urena at second. I think Urena looked a little relieved to have the pressure off of being rank 1. And Xiaoting, I am not surprised. I've said from day one that she's, like, the golden child, a golden child. She is. Yeah. She will print money. Her photo cards will go for so much. Yeah, like, so pretty. She is.
But she's also
she's an icon. Yeah. Like, she's a legend in the making. So it doesn't surprise me at all.
I think 2 of these are going to definitely go.
Saibing and Qing Chao, I think, are probably not going to continue to be in the top 9, but that's just mine.
But who knows? Who knows?
Yeah. So there's that. We also talked a couple of episodes
ago. Oh, you put
ago.
X's. Leela, how mean.
It's not mean. For the creation mission. And if you remember from episode 6, they gave us like less than 24 hours to vote for who we wanted in the creation mission song teams. Mm-hmm. Remember that? Mm-hmm. This was my votes that I had put. And I marked off the people who didn't make it into the songs that I had chosen. Oh, so look at my snake team.
Pretty accurate.
90, all except 90%. For one.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Because she got eliminated. So if you would have known she wasn't going to be there, you probably would have filled her in.
So this is my snake team.
Oh.
My cutie Avengers got kind of decimated, but Rurika, Monami, and Maya are there. Yeah. My U plus me equals love only has May.
Oh my god.
And Utopia, Urena, Bora, and Shauna. So but this was my choices for that. It's kind of fun to see that how my votes stacked up to how it turned out in reality. This is how it turned out in reality.
Oh, I thought these were mine. I was like, dang, I did good.
Oh no, this is the actual teams now. Like after having people leave for eliminations.
Snake has 2 extra.
Snake has 2 extra.
So those 2 will go there
and U plus me equals love needs 3 members, but now with the person leaving, they might have to make this a 6-person song.
Okay, so Utopia will stay.
Probably get 2. Unless they have some other reason that they would shake it up, I don't think there's any reason to change both Utopia and Shoot. I think these are just the teams.
But how would they decide? Ask them where they want to go?
So I think the question is how they'll decide who leaves Snake to go to U plus me. And I think, just personally, based off of what we saw, a little bit of the choreography in the song, the youngest member should go.
Wait, now who are the 2 extra, though? Do you know offhand?
We don't know. That's what I'm saying.
Oh.
This group has 2 extra. They have to decide who will leave. It may be one of the lowest ranked members that goes, or I think the younger members should go. I think Youngin should go. Because she's too young for that.
It's kind of sexy.
Yeah. And,
let's get him out of there. Hikaru is young.
And maybe Hikaru.
She's a kid.
I think the 2 of them moving over to U plus me would actually be pretty cool. We'll see how they decide it.
Hikaru I'd like to see, and maybe yeah, you're right.
But this team, they're going to be amazing for Snake. Like, look at that team. That is a powerhouse team. And look at the Cutie Avengers led by Yujin. She's the queen of the Cutie Avengers.
So that many survived.
Like, it's going to be great.
Okay, I think the Snake, the sexy kind of a lot of grindy stuff, will probably not be that exciting to a lot of people. We've seen so much of that.
Oh, I think it's going to be. It's going to be legendary. It's going to be like Rumor,
either the vocal or this Twice one, because it's going to be kind of like something we haven't quite
Utopia
seen.
is going to be a legendary performance because we have Shauna and Bora as main vocals.
They're going to harmonize together and stuff.
Oh my God!
Bora's also the leader and main
and
vocal.
Chaehyun vocal.
Yeah.
And Urena vocal.
Yeah, that's
and Yeso vocal.
Now, I wonder if they'll do some kind of how will they arrange it? See, that's what I'm wondering too. I don't know. They've got to do it in a fair way, but at the same time, they can't. I don't know. I don't know how they would do it where it'd be kind of.
I didn't put in here which teams have a rap part. I think this one does not, and I think
you're right. Yeah.
This one does, and this one, which is why I really want Hikaru to do a rap part.
She needs to do a rap.
Please, girl. I think that's the way she's going to really stand out next round is to do a rap part.
She doesn't need to do another repeat of Rumor. Like, it's fine she's doing it, but I think people want to see her in that role, but they also want to see her do something a little different. I don't think cutie is the word. She doesn't need to be cutie, I think, but to do just an on fire rap, like if they have, I didn't hear the full songs. I don't know if any of them have a really powerful rap.
Because Hikaru did mature with the Eve performance, I'd like to see her to do something a little more
pretty.
I think that would be nice if she went to this team. Either way, I think she'll kill it. It's just, but also I think these teams are really good. And I'm so excited for the original songs.
Yeah, they're gonna be good.
The person who wrote the You Plus Me, which I described as an Eyes One-ish song, is a guy who wrote Eyes One songs.
Yeah. And
who wrote OOO. So he might be one of the songwriters for this group after they debut, which is like...
That's cool.
Yes.
So wait, the You Plus Me Equals Love lost the most people then.
Yeah, they did.
They lost what, 4?
They've got a lot of...
5. They lost 5 people.
They lost a lot. They have a lot of learning to do. They're going to have some...
Because I thought it would be Eugen's group, all the cuties, because a lot of them were kind of weaker. I thought,
That's They had so many that losing half of them, they're okay. But this is what it is. That's what we have to look forward to next round. I'm really excited, actually.
This is nuts.
It'll be great. So for the voting right now, there's 2 types of voting that's going on. One is...
You're not voting with your heart?
Yes, I am.
Okay.
One is voting for... 1 member from each group per day until like October 10th, I think.
Okay.
Or 9th, which is this top here. So 1 member from each group. That is really hard.
Now did they explain again what that vote would go towards?
This is for ranking.
Ranking. Overall ranking?
Overall ranking.
Okay.
They let you pick your own top 9, agnostic of groups. Just pick 9 members.
It could be all C group, all whatever.
Suit the performance of the 000 9-member version debut song, something or another. They didn't explain it, or I didn't gather that.
I thought they were just saying, who do you think would be the group? Who do you want to be the group?
It's for the 000 9-member version. There's going to be a 9-member version.
I thought, whatever. I still voted for the faves.
This you can only vote for it once, and you pick all 9, and the voting ends in a couple of days.
Yeah.
So you need to do this one more quickly.
Yeah.
I'm unclear of how that relates to rankings. I don't know. But anyway, regardless of that, these are how we're voting for now for both our 9-pick and our 1-picks.
We were talking about it with Dion. I do feel like it was between Dion and I think Mishiro for me. Mishiro, I just think is a bit more not my style, but she just seems to be a little bit more, have a personality. Dion is great, but I'm trusting my gut. I didn't dig her until later. Mishiro, we were kind of cool with her from the Marshmallow, all that stuff. So I'm wavering there a bit maybe, but I want to stick to my final votes until
it's
elimination.
It's really, really hard for me to have 1 picks for each group, especially with K group. I'm comfortable with Richie as my 1 pick for C group.
Yeah, so am I.
Secondarily, I would pick Xiaoting, but when I'm voting for in 1 pick style, it's who can I not live without, and who I cannot live without is Richie.
Same. Yeah.
This group can't be without her.
That would be my backup. Yeah.
And in J group, Hikaru, I don't think this group can be without her. My secondary is just my love, Rika. Yeah. But I have to go this.
Hikaru is so different.
For K group, it is literally split. It can go either way for me for Yeso or Youngoon. So I might go back and forth each day. Yeso, Youngoon.
Why not both?
Youngoon. The 2 of them are who I cannot live without in K group. I like everyone else and would be happy with almost anyone at this point that's in the eliminations, except for the few that we just don't know them very well.
Yeah.
But that's how I feel.
My only of some of the picks is their age really kind of gets in there for me. I can't really. Youngun's probably the only younger one that I could. Yeso as
Her
well.
and Yeso are like the same age.
Even Hikaru's young, but it's hard to kind of go with a younger person. But they're not 16, 17. So it was when like Maya I really like, for example, but she's like a literal child, stuff. So I kind of take into account age because I don't want necessarily just a kid being in there, but at the same time, it's K-pop. They do it all the time. They do it in groups all the time. So, and they would have. I try to piece my group together with like a leader and a rapper and all the roles.
I didn't think about roles for this 9 pick here. This
Laura's
is just
gonna
my
be leader.
heart.
Come on, give me a break. She's a leader for. So Richie would be a good leader. Nah, yeah, she'd be all right.
I think if Bora doesn't make it,
Don't say that.
I didn't put Yujin in here, but Yujin is one where I'd be happy to have her in the group.
Same.
If she's just not my pick or whatever. If Yujin makes it, she might be a leader. If not, Xiaoting, I think has good leader material.
Yeah, I think she'd
honestly.
be good too. Yeah.
Though leader usually has to be the representative and spokesperson for the team in interviews and stuff. And I don't know how good Xiaoting's Korean is. She normally
Bora speaks Japanese.
when she
and
chooses
Korean.
to speak, she normally does so in Chinese. So
Oh.
we need someone who's like maybe a little bit
Yeah,
more fluent.
that
in
was an
her
issue sometimes
leader
with
position.
Iceland
But,
too. So.
yeah, there's that. So any other thoughts about your voting?
It'll probably change a bit, but essentially I have my top 6 or 7.
Or
That one,
Wenjin.
Menemy has always been some, but I think that there's because she's shown all this growth. But then
You picked We Are Team.
of course, there's in my top. Man, ride or die, man.
Okay,
Come on.
Yeah, and that's it for this time. So as I said, we'll see those creation mission performances next time, and
Right.
these are the deadlines for the voting. I didn't put that the cutoff is top 17 overall,
And they're doing a Planet Pass thingy
and they're doing a Planet Pass of
for
one person.
so 18.
So next cutoff is top 17 members overall. Planet Pass goes to one individual, but they're making us do one from each group.
Well, 18
Instead
you
of
can divide by
allowing
3.
us
so.
to do overall one pick
Yeah.
voting yet, so that's where we're at.
I think they're trying to be careful that the group doesn't get overrun with all of one person from one country. Like 6 Chinese and one, or 6 Korean. It just wouldn't seem to be the theme of what they're going for. So they're trying to manipulate
That's
as
okay.
much as they can. And
That's
I wouldn't
okay.
be surprised if in the end they would even step in some way, maybe some kind of.
I love that they're still continuing to do the Planet Pass. I've liked their picks for that thus far pretty well. Again, with this time with the K group Planet Pass, there were just too many choices that I can't be like, I'm mad that you picked this person when there was like 3 others that I also may have picked. But that's
I would love it if in the
totally
end
fine.
they made it 10 and they picked one person.
Yeah.
The Masters. I think it'd be brilliant.
I would love it.
Name the
Please-
last 10 groups
Please
we've
just
had.
make a 12-person group.
Yeah, it's more chaos, more noise, more people to pick. So next time, Zhao's gonna be walking in. Surprise! It's me.
No. But our twins are going to be reunited, and they're going to spill the tea on
Yeah.
Weibo.
That's gonna be
So
good.
I can't wait for that live stream
Well, you gotta
and the
wait for
translations.
I was gonna say.
So yeah, we will see you next week with the first part of the creation mission. And yeah.
Yeah, cool. Well, good
That's
luck to whoever makes it, because it's all up in there at this point.
Oh man. All right.
I'm emotionally invested.
Oh, if you listened, if you made it this far, thank you. Please leave us a comment. Let us know who your one picks are. I want to hear what everyone is
Yeah, please.
doing with their voting strategies. So, okay.
Good
We'll
stuff.
talk to you next time. Bye, everybody.
Bye.